There are some gems in this book. Walter Isaacson brings a special business and industry to the surface. Forget about the space race. An industry with competition, and whoever rises successful first could monopolise the market. Winner takes most. An industry worth a potential $216 billion. But what if it disrupts taxis and provides more time for productivity? Then it could grow into the trillions. This industry is building, growing and rising to the surface fast. Let's take a look at each company, its tech, and who of these giants could be best positioned for the industry. I'll end with my thoughts. An eternal optimist, so I always try and look at the bright side and the opportunities that it could bring. All self-driving cars have challenges to face, such as how do they automate their way out of potholes, confusing hand signals, three-point turns, merging onto highways, narrow streets, double-parked vehicles, pedestrians, stop signals, badly faded lanes, road signals, and nighttime. Most of the companies in the fully self-driving business use rule-based limitations. Basically, write code for all the edge cases and potential problems you just saw. Basically, program the driver. They use LiDAR, light detection and radar systems. This can cost a lot. It can cost between $37,000 to $75,000 US. That's just the radars and the sensors, not including the car. Some competitive auto companies have reached level 4 autonomy, which is where the car is designed to handle all aspects of the driving. However, it still requires a driver intervention outside of certain areas and domains. It is also limited in its ability to handle edge cases like the horrid potholes that we've seen before and the other edge cases that I mentioned. Nearly every car company uses LiDAR, light detection and radar, which is very expensive to scale. Each car could cost $100,000, which is not competitive. LiDAR and Level 4 go hand in hand, as LiDAR translates the code for Level 4. There is a company who are doing it a little bit differently, and I'll get to that company at the end. I'll keep this quick. I'll list all the companies that are using LiDAR. I'll list the cost of their vehicles. I'll list all the companies who pulled the plug. I'll list the companies that are providing artificial intelligence compute. And then I'll also list the companies that are using just vision only, like humans, back to first principles, the way that we were designed to drive. The data for this research was collected on the websites for each of these companies under their fully self-driving technology section, where it can be referred to. Let's start off with companies that are using LiDAR, light detection and radar systems, which is very expensive to scale with all the extra fitted sensors and radars that you add to the car. So we've got Waymo by Google, $300,000 US each. We've got General Motors that have a subsidiary called Cruise, $150,000 to $300,000 each vehicle. Ford, very expensive, $100,000 US each, and they're not pulling a profit, so they've had to actually roll this initiative back. We've got BMW with $120,000 to $150,000 a pop. We've got Daimler Trucks, which is plus $200,000 US. However, this is more of a concept, as they're unlikely to be ready until 2027. We've got Volkswagen, limited by the maps it can operate. So again, it's level 4, but it's also limited in how it can operate different areas and different domains, over 100,000 each. We've got Hyundai's Aptiv, which again is 100,000 US dollars. Honda, which is again over 100,000 US dollars. We've got Volvo, over 100,000 US dollars, and they're again a concept. It's not going to be ready until 2030. We've got Toyota. It's got a drive assistance, and its focus on EV is the first priority, making an electric vehicle, and therefore they're not quite as willing to put the investment into creating fully self-driving cars. Now those who pulled the plug: Argo AI, bleeding cash to make it profitable; Drive AI, which was acquired by Apple. Again, they had a concept, a really good design, a concept car that looked incredible. However, they pulled the plug because to scale this car, it was too expensive. Now the software providers for FSD compute: Nvidia, but only at level 4, again requiring LiDAR, expensive, hard to scale, and they will struggle with those edge cases. They'll also struggle with those horrid potholes that I've mentioned a few times now. They'll also struggle with the ability to scale and keep this operation cost effective. Now let's look at companies using vision only. We've got a company called Baidu in China who use Tesla's software. They license Tesla's technology. We've got Pony AI, but only 32 miles of fully self-driving have been completed on the roads. Therefore, compared to Tesla, who have over 1 billion fully self-driving miles with the cars that they have in their network around the world collecting that data, that just makes it tricky to compete. All the frames captured by Tesla's drivers on the road, which are over 1 billion miles of driving, can be processed by Tesla's neural end-to-end network. Software updates can be provided to older models using Hardware 3 with limitations. However, all new models use Hardware 5. They can download every updates all the way up to FSD 12.5.1, and these updates are increasing every day. Some of the reasons why Tesla is so far ahead in this fully self-driving gold rush is that they're able to build a cost-effective strategy through just using cameras like human eyes. They're planning to build a $25,000 vehicle. They're easy to scale. They already have the machines and the factories to build these vehicles at scale. They've also got a really good approach to solving edge cases because they've got drivers on the road capturing the frames per second. They're also capturing data from every driver every day, and these updates are just channeling their way back into the neural end-to-end network for increasing software updates. I wanted to just also add the honorable mention of BYD, which is a Chinese manufacturer. They have not stopped with their fully self-driving endeavor. However, they are more focused now on building a cost-effective electric vehicle that they can scale around the world. So their focus has moved more away from fully self-driving and becoming the leader in that field and towards a scalable EV electric car. I wanted to just end with the same question I always ask: could this be relevant? I appreciate the fact that you've managed to make it to this part of the video, and I honestly hope you get some value from this content. It is just to try and archive curiosity, but also share interesting information that I've managed to retrieve from these companies at the edge of innovation, and also from the books that I've managed to read. I enjoy this. I find it really useful for me to be able to grow my understanding of what's happening. How do I think it could be relevant? That's always the question that I try and ask. And I would say that with this increasing move towards fully self-driving, we might have a world where productivity increases, where you're in a car without needing to have control of the wheel. You're able to be more productive. You can have meetings before you get to the office. You can get through work on those long journeys and those long commutes. It might displace a lot of potential drivers who currently are behind the wheel. Could it be relevant? As generations get more used to FSD, which is growing by the day, the way we travel, the way we park, the way we build cities could drastically change. It could open up more opportunities for entertainment as we're no longer looking at the road. So you could have subscription models which are servicing entertainment whilst you're in the robo-taxi network or the autonomous vehicle. This could also lead to higher levels of production and reduced working hours. I find this interesting. I really do find the shift towards FSD something that we should be increasingly more aware of as it starts to become more part of our big city networks and also our day-to-day lives. If you've managed to get to this part of the video, I appreciate it. Like, subscribe, ring the notification bells, and share the video with anyone that you might think finds relevance in watching this. Thank you very much.